All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. It's so lovely to see you all again. And let's go straight into the superpower state. So take a deep breath and either close your eyes or leave them open, whichever you prefer. And go into your superpower state. Not your pooper power state, because that's a very different state. So I was going to let it slide, and then I thought, no, why not mention it? All right, superpower state. So however you do that, with focusing on your subject or using your word or phrase or your anchor. Lisa can't stop giggling. I love it. All right, and start to feel your heart opening, your chest expanding. As that light, that energy shines out from you. And then allow that light, that energy, that love to spread down to your toes, up to the top of your head, and out to your fingertips. So you're now full of that light, that energy, that love. And allow that light or energy to fill each of the 50 trillion cells that make up your body. Love each cell just for existing. Very good. And now allow that light, that energy to fill the little you, yourself as a child, any age. Love that little you just for existing. And feel that love, that energy, that light coming back from that little you as well. So you've got that two-way connection of love and light and energy. Very, very good. And now allow that light, that energy to fill everyone who's on the call today. Everybody who's on camera, everybody who's off camera. Love each one just for existing. Very, very good. All right, you can open your eyes if you have them closed. And let's check in with each person, find out how you're doing. So Lisa, you're first up on my screen. Have you recovered? Have you recovered?
There's tears coming down my eyes still. That's funny. So feel good Friday. Yay. I thought when I was sitting there, I was thinking about have you seen Boss Baby? That movie, Boss Baby?
No, I haven't.
Okay, it's about this little baby it was animated, that is in control of his own little universe, and his parents don't know that he has a secret universe, and so he does everything he wants to do in this universe. It's so funny, but I don't know. That just appeared to me. But it's kind of like when you get in that little child state, but yet you're an adult, and he has a little suit on.
Sweet.
It's so funny. It's really funny. You got to watch it.
Oh, I got to look out for that. Boss Baby. Steve, will you make a note of that?
It's hilarious. Oh, I was going to read something real quick.
Yes.
Okay, so I am wonderful and I feel great. Reprogramming your negative beliefs are very powerful. A good way to do it is by making a tape with your own voice on it. Your own voice means a lot to you. Make a tape of your affirmations and play it. It will have a great deal of value for you. If you want a tape that is even more powerful, have your mother make a tape for you, or somebody who's like your mother, or or like your voice. It's really fabulous. Can you imagine going to sleep with your mother telling you how wonderful you are, how much she loves you, and how proud she is of you, and how she knows you can be anything in this world? Isn't that beautiful?
That's fantastic. That
is
so great. And you know, a while ago, my sister was creating these amazing tracks with her talking, and with music and songs from our childhood, and saying things. I can't remember everything now, but saying things like everything keeps going right, and luxury, and just really beautiful things. And if I can find one, I might share that to give people ideas. And she was using our names, so she did one for me, one for my son, one for herself. And it makes a huge difference if you also say your name. And because it was her voice, for me, that was really powerful. That was the next best thing to hearing my mum's voice. So that you could use a sibling as well if there's somebody that you can that who would do it for you. So thank you, Lisa, for sharing that, because that's a great idea.
Yeah, it's super lovely and powerful to hear somebody that is endearing with that wonderful voice to keep you motivated and in a loving space all the time. So that's nice. Even before bed, you can hear it over.
That's it. Yeah. And perhaps in the future, when I have a bit more time, I'll do some for, I'll have a look at doing some for everybody in general. So
that'd be awesome.
Yeah. I've got priority lists of things to be done. So I'll put it on there, and we'll see when I can do that.
I know, because my cousin said that when she was healing, that she would always hear your voice speaking to her, like, you're this angel, and she's like listening to you. When she would refer back, and I thought that was really beautiful. So it helped her a lot. Yeah.
And I'm very honored for that. I love that idea that it was helpful to her as well.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for
I'm still laughing though.
Thank you for bringing the magic.
Thank you.
All right, and Chris. Hi, Chris. Oh, I love your bow. Very
I can never quite match Lisa, but I grab whatever I have to hand.
It's very pretty.
I found in my bag.
You look beautiful.
Gosh, and again, synchronicity, I think, must be the theme of my life. So I was sitting here, I'm in my partner's house, and in this bedroom, I have a little drawer. And over the years, you receive thing, get thing. I think, oh, I'll just put it in the drawer.
Yes.
And then we've just been speaking about having your mother saying wonderful things to you. And I found a card from my mum, sent probably the year before she died. And this is her writing. And it says, "My darling, happy birthday, happy future. I was there when you were that day, and I hope to be with you a little longer. All my love, and thank you for being you." This is my mum who wrote that. Can you imagine?
That amazing.
Well, but in that moment, that's now 7 or 8 years ago, I must have thought, oh, that's nice, Mum. Popped it in the drawer.
Yes.
Those words come back, don't they, at the right time, when you need to hear them better, because that's her writing as well. And I'm just so it's up on my special shelf. There we are.
Yes. And so
thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, and thank you, Chris, for sharing that, because that is a great example of because we're designed to focus on the danger, so stress chemicals are stronger than feel-good chemicals, we tend to filter out the good stuff that was there. So even for those, even when there was good stuff, we would filter it out because it's not essential to survival. And if there's, you're dealing with the bad stuff, then we tend to forget some of the, the affection, when that true nature shines through from the person, because that is the true nature of everybody, no matter how horrible they're being right now. Their true nature is love and kindness and affection and compassion and respect and all of that. But of course, it's covered up with the coping skills and the survival techniques and that kind of thing. So thank you for sharing that, Chris. And it reminds me of a letter I found from my grandfather to my mum. So my mum's dad to her. And in my head, my grandfather was very harsh. he was entertainer. He was a clown, actually, and you know, and he was in the army and all of that. And but in my head, there was no gentleness about him. He was funny and he was harsh, and you know, we had to really. I was scared of him. But I found this letter when I was going through my mum's stuff that is so loving and gentle and expressing love. And it was like, I can't imagine that the same person. But of course, now that I've changed his childhood and everything, it does fit in now. So thank you, Chris, for sharing that, because it's great to be able to look out for those things.
Yeah, thank you.
Very good. Yay for you. All right. And Swasti. Hi, Swasti. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. So yesterday I spoke to Steve about going ahead with neuroscience,
Yes.
which makes me really happy and excited.
Yay.
So since yesterday, I found like different courses to what I was talking about yesterday. It was like neuroscience, but different course, kind of. So I really like this one course at Nottingham, and I really like Queen Mary's London. So I like the place, but I don't so much like the course. And then with Nottingham, I like the course, but I haven't actually looked at the place at all. Okay. So I need to make those decisions. And I just had a question about like wearing the decisions.
Yes.
So I know you've said that, but I don't think I really understood it, because like, how do you actually go about pretending to wear them?
Okay, so let's, so good question, and it will be helpful for others as well. So let's pretend that you've decided to go to London. Okay, so you're going to do the neuroscience course in London. And so we've made that decision, and you're going to go ahead and do that. How does that feel for you?
Yeah, it feels good.
Feels good. Good job. And so now what you would do is you would pretend that you've made that decision. So you would just tell yourself, you made that decision, and you'll be thinking about London. So you'll be thinking about the place and the course and all of that kind of thing, just in the background as you go about your day. And every time you think of it, you'll go, oh yeah, I'm going to London. I'm going to do that course. And that's all. And then tomorrow or a few hours later, depending on how long you want to, you have to make that decision, then you'll pretend so now let's say you're going to Nottingham. So you're not going to London, you're going to Nottingham instead. That decision has been made. Of course, I would suggest also looking at the place of Nottingham so that you know what you're comparing. And yeah, and so then notice how that feels. So just now, off the top of your head, how does that feel if you decided I'm going to Nottingham?
Well, it feels a bit. I feel a bit afraid because I haven't actually visited the place at all. But the course seems really like competitive, like as in like after you get it, it would place you in a better position than other people.
Right.
Because it's an integrated master's as well, which is quite a big thing for an undergrad course.
Good. Fantastic. So when you think of just the courses, when you think of the London course and you think of the Nottingham course, which is more exciting to you?
I think the Nottingham one will be more challenging.
So, but is it exciting? So I know challenging, so we want to make sure that it's not an old program.
Okay.
So when you think that you're doing the work, do you feel like, oh, yes, I can't wait to do that work? Or is there something else there?
So I feel that with the London one, it might just be what I learned in these like past 2 years of A-levels. I'm just afraid that it will be kind of the same thing. So after just glancing through, I'm like, okay, this seems a bit similar to what I was actually learning already, because A-levels are supposed to be, like some A-levels are harder than some uni courses. So I was like, I don't want it to be the same, but then if it's too hard, I'm not sure how I'll react to that either.
Right. So, okay, so because you want to do it again strategically and also for enjoyment, because when you are enjoying it, you're going to do much better at it, of course, we know that. So I would say in the first instance, check out Nottingham, even just online, see what it's like. So what are you concerned about the place itself? What is it what's the worst that could happen? When you say you don't know what Nottingham would be like to be there, what is it you're concerned about?
Probably just like the security, safety aspect of things. But London's not very safe. I know that.
I was going to say.
It's probably also about, I think, a reputation kind of plays into this. In my head, London unis are better than any other one. I know they're not, but just in my head.
Okay, all right. So, and when does this decision have to be made by? Like, when do you have that in mind?
Well, I've got until 13th of August, but
okay.
I've got the IQ exam that I was preparing for, not this Monday coming, but the next Monday. So ideally, I want to have that decision made by then.
Yes, good. Okay, so then I would say start by checking out Nottingham and look for reviews. You know, what are other people saying about being there and about the course and just being in Nottingham in general. So do a little bit more research, and then take this weekend. So Saturday, pretend you're going to London. And by that, I mean, whenever you think of it, just go, yeah, I've made that decision, I'm going to London, and notice what happens. And then Sunday, pretend you're going to Nottingham.
Okay.
Okay. And so with pretending, think of the place and the course and everything it's going to, and pretend, you know, in your head, imagine packing and going there and being there and doing the work and you know, connecting with the people, whatever's going to be involved for each one. And then by Monday, you'll probably know which one you want to do.
Okay.
Okay. And so you want to be sure that you're doing it because number one, you love it.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, it's the best one to do in that order.
Okay. Yeah. Okay,
right.
thank you.
Good job. Very good, Swasti.
Can I just quickly ask another question?
Of course.
So when I'm changing memories, I end up almost fighting it. So if something's not changing, I will pretend that it's changed. Like if, let's say, my auntie isn't reacting the way I want her to, so saying well done to me for something, I will pretend she said it and then move ahead and practice that. And then just have so much resistance to, like, I know it's not changed, but I will fight that and practice, like, how, you know, yeah.
Okay, yeah, very good. And so, because it's tempting to do that, to move forward so that you're not stuck on something, right? And so let's take that one as an experiment. So that thing with your auntie. So when you think of that now, what is actually happening? What is there?
She's like mocking me, but I continue to rehearse it anyway.
Okay, so with her mocking you, so what's probably there is an anchor, or you need a due justice.
Okay.
Okay, so that'll be keeping, because if you leave it there, if we ignore those things and just pretend it's okay, I mean, it's all pretending anyway, but if it's still there while you're doing the other stuff, it's pieces of data that are still there. So it's like you've got the old GPS coordinates, and it'll keep taking you back to where you were instead of to the new destination, right? So let's look at, so when you say she's mocking you, what is it, a visual, or is it an audio, something you're hearing, or a feeling, or just a memory?
I think it's like all of them combined, because she was always used to like tap you on the back and be like say it's kind of like a joke. And then she has a very specific gesture that she does, and you will know she's mocking you when she does that gesture.
Okay, and how do you know that that's mocking you? How do you know that that's what she's doing?
Like in my head?
I mean, in general, yeah, because she could have a twitch, right? It could be something that it
probably,
could be.
Yeah, like her facial expression, maybe.
Good. Okay. So when you think of her facial expression right now, that mocking facial expression, who else does she remind you of?
Probably my dad.
Very good. Okay. So when you think of your dad with that facial expression, or whatever that is that reminds you, what's there? What memory comes to mind?
Probably just like mocking results. Whenever I got results, I'd always be mocked. I never really got any appreciation for anything.
There it is. There it is. So you see how, yeah, so your brain won't change your aunt because it's got that anchor of your dad mocking your results. Okay. So is this your dad's sister?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it might be. All right. So presumably they learned that mocking business from someone else.
Yeah, probably their dad. He was he wasn't really very educated in himself, but he pretended he was.
Yeah.
And then he wanted kids to be like, yeah.
There you go. So his fear of not being educated and not being good enough would have been that would have been his coping skill, to mock someone else because it makes me feel better.
Yeah, he'd always push them to do better, kind of.
Yes.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that makes so much sense. Okay.
So change him so that he was clever and educated and did wonderfly in school, loved school, and was always top of the class, and so on. So create that really strong, and then of course naturally, your dad and his sister, your aunt, would have grown up with that fun, loving atmosphere, and also achieving great results. But add in kindness and compassion for others as well.
Okay. Yeah.
You can do that?
Yeah, I would do this over the weekend.
Very good. Good job. Yes. And it doesn't need to take long, as you know, it can be quick. Just imagine it. And if you notice any resistance, you may need a due justice, but if not, just do the new ones, practice them. And it literally can take just a few minutes, and then see if you can imagine your aunt with the new memory without the mocking bit.
Okay.
Okay. And the other thing you can do is change the mocking to laughter, just genuine laughter. You can imagine them, talking about the pooper sour state, and imagine them with tears rolling down their cheeks, laughing at it, or something like that.
Okay. So that would be the new one.
Yes.
Once
yes. If you're finding it difficult to change that, so once you've done that work, you've created the new memories of your dad's dad and his childhood and your dad and your aunt. Once you've done that, if you still find that your aunt, the mocking thing is still there, so change your dad's mocking first and then your aunt. And if you find the mocking is still there expression-wise, you could always change that to laughter, to hysterical laughter.
Okay, so going backwards and then forwards. Yeah.
That's it. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
That seem? You're very welcome. Good job, you. And I am beside myself with excitement for you for the neuroscience.
Thank you. It's a really exciting course. It's got a year abroad as well.
Oh, brilliant.
Cool.
Oh, that is wonderful. Can I come?
Yeah, I might come to USA.
Yes. Well, if I were to go back in time, that's what I would want to do, is the neuroscience. I would want to be a neuroscientist. So I'm very excited for you. Good job, Swasti.
Thank you. Thank you for all your help.
Oh, you're very welcome, sweetheart. It's an absolute pleasure. All right. And then, Steve, is there anything in the chat? Any questions in the chat, or?
No, there's not any questions, but I was actually just wanted to chime in on the end of Swasti's discussion there, because I know that we had started to do a little bit of work yesterday, and I was just wanting to follow up, or wanting to see where she was at with how she was feeling about talking to her parents. I don't want to put you on the spot if you don't want to deal with that, but I think we've got a little time if you wanted to discuss that, or see if there was any more you wanted to do with that.
There you go.
Yes, I just unmuted myself. I haven't really worked on that. It's been a really hot day and I can't really focus today.
That's okay.
So I was just going to wait till the evening when it cools down a bit.
That's fine. That's fine. And I apologize. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I just wanted to, yeah.
All right. So, but you feel okay about it? That's not.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what to do if I get stuck. Yeah.
Good, good, good. All right, good job. And thank you for checking that, Steve. All right, so Steve, if you could send me the targets, and then we'll go into that. So take a deep breath and either close your eyes or leave them open, whichever you prefer. And go into your superpower state, however you normally do that. Repeating your word or phrase, using your anchor, or by focusing on your subject. Very good. And feel your chest expanding, your heart opening. That light, that energy shining out from you. Spreading down to your toes, up to the top of your head and out to your fingertips. So you're now full of that light, that energy, that love. Very good. And now allow that light, that energy to fill each of the 50 trillion cells that make up your body. Love each little cell just for existing. Feel that love, that kindness, that compassion for each cell, doing its best. Good job. And now allow that light, that energy to fill your subject. And then imagine your subject doesn't want to be with you or doesn't have the qualities you admire and love and appreciate, and keep them filled with that light, that energy anyway, no matter what. Good job. And now let's go to Lisa. Fill Lisa with that same light, that energy, that love. Love Lisa just for existing. Very, very good. And now to Chris. Fill Chris with that same light, that energy. From the tips of her toes to the top of her head and out to her fingertips. Love Chris just for existing. Very good. And now to Swasti. Fill Swasti with that same light, that energy. From the tips of her toes to the top of her head and out to her fingertips. Love Swasti just for existing. And allow that light, that energy to overflow from Swasti and fill her parents, her mum and her dad, from the tips of their toes to the top of their head and out to their fingertips. Love Swasti's parents just for existing, no matter what. Very good. And now allow that light, that energy to fill her parents' reactions to her future plans, whatever those may be. No matter how they react, keep them filled with that light, that energy anyway, and loving them and their reaction no matter what it is. Shining that light into any darkness, feeling that power. Very, very good. And now to the person off camera who has mental chatter around their son. That is very strong. Fill that person with that same light, that energy. From the tips of their toes to the top of their head and out to their fingertips. Love that person just for existing. And allow that light, that energy to fill the mental chatter, whether it's strong or whether it disappears, no matter what, even if it gets worse. Shine that light into that darkness, loving it all exactly as it is without needing it to change. Feeling that power. And allow that light, that energy to fill their son with that same light. and energy from the tips of his toes to the top of his head and out to his fingertips. Love that person's sun just for existing, exactly as he is and no matter what. Shining that light into any darkness, loving it all anyway. Very, very good. And now allow that light, that energy to fill everyone who's off camera today, everyone who's on this call but off camera, and everyone who's watching the recording. Love each one just for existing and no matter what. Very good. And now feel that light, that energy filling you, and allow it to overflow from you and shine into everything in your world. Every person, every event, everything, every circumstance, every experience. Feel that light shining out from you so brightly and shining into any darkness there may be, regardless. And feel your power as you do that. And surge. And surge again. Very, very good. And now think of yourself later today. Whatever you'll be doing, experiencing or feeling, and love that version of you exactly as you are. Fill that version of you with that same light, that energy, that love, no matter what, shining light into any darkness. And now allow this light, this energy to shine backwards in time to the you from yesterday, and love that version of you no matter what, exactly as you were. Good job. And now pick a target, either from your own life or from the world. Something or someone that triggers you, and allow this light, this energy to fill that person, thing, event, circumstance or experience exactly as it is, shining the light into any darkness, loving it exactly as it is without needing it to change, and feeling your power as you do that. Very, very good. Good job. And now allow your heart to open even more and receive the love from everyone else in the group. Allowing yourself to experience that and feel that light, that energy, that love, loving you exactly as you are and no matter what. Very good job. You can open your eyes if you have them closed. Good job, everyone. And any questions or comments or requests before we finish? Of course, we'll be back on Monday, so I'll get that booking link set up today, and we'll send that out. And of course, keep practicing and have a wonderful weekend. You're very welcome, everybody, and love to all of you. Yay! Bye-bye now.